Most people your age already look fine with money, but they're quietly falling behind. So let me ask you something. When money hits your account, does it stay, or does it disappear without a trace? Be honest. Because that one answer already tells if you're ahead, or stuck in the same cycle as everyone else. You work, you get paid, and a few days later, it's gone. Not on one big mistake, but dozens of small ones you barely notice. And that's where most people lose the game without realizing it. Here's the part that changes everything. Some people your age are already separating themselves, not by earning more, but by doing a few very specific things differently. Things that don't look impressive, but quietly put them years ahead. And the first sign? Almost no one notices it, but it's the clearest proof you're either building wealth, or slowly losing it right now. You stop running from your numbers and start facing them every single week. You sit down, no phone, no noise, just you and your money habits laid out in front of you. This is where real financial education begins, not in books, but in brutal honesty. Most people avoid this because it stings a little, but you lean in, because you know that's exactly how to make money with awareness first. You treat this like a scene out of The Social Network, where decisions aren't emotional, they're calculated and intentional. You open your bank app, track every dollar, and suddenly things get real. That random $12 here, $40 there, it adds up fast, right? This is where your financial psychology starts shifting, because now you're not guessing anymore, you're seeing patterns. You start noticing something most people never catch. Your habits are quietly running your personal finance life. And here's the kicker. Studies show that people who track expenses weekly are up to 30% more likely to build savings consistently. That's not luck, that's control. You're no longer hoping things work out, you're directing where your money goes. And once you build this weekly discipline, something interesting happens. You start questioning every decision before it even happens. That's when the game changes. Because awareness creates a pause, and that pause? That's where your next level begins. But what you do in that exact moment, that's what separates broke habits from wealth-building ones. You don't just swipe your card anymore like it's automatic, you pause. Right before you buy something, you ask yourself a simple but powerful question. Do you actually need this, or are you just trying to feel better right now? That one moment of awareness shifts your entire personal finance game. Most people spend to escape stress, but you're starting to see through that pattern. It's like that moment in Friends when Rachel realizes she can't just keep shopping without consequences. Reality hits, and habits have to change. You start catching those emotional triggers in real time. Bad day? You want to spend. Bored? You want to scroll and buy something. But now, instead of reacting, you slow it down and take control of your financial psychology. Here's where it gets real. Cutting just $10 a day in unnecessary spending adds up to $3,650 a year. Invest that with a basic 8% return, and you're looking at over $50,000 in a decade. That's not extreme saving, that's intentional living. That's how to make money without earning more, just by controlling your habits and decisions. And the crazy part is, once you master this, you don't feel restricted, you feel powerful. Because now every dollar has a purpose, not just a reaction. But that raises a deeper question. If you're this intentional with spending, do you actually know the exact number you need to survive each month? Because that number changes everything. You know exactly how much it costs for you to live, not guess, not estimate, but down to the dollar. Rent, food, bills, transportation, it's all clear in your mind. That number becomes your baseline, your safety net, your control point. Most people avoid this because it feels limiting, but you see it differently. It gives you power over your personal finance decisions. It's like Breaking Bad when Walter calculates exactly how much money he thinks he needs, except you're doing it the smart, legal way. You're not driven by panic, you're driven by clarity. When you know your survival number, your financial psychology shifts from fear to strategy. You stop overreacting because now you know what's actually required to stay stable. Let's say your survival number is $2,500 a month. That means anything above that isn't survival, it's opportunity. And that's where most people mess up. They increase lifestyle instead of increasing assets. But you start seeing extra income as a tool, not permission to spend more. That's a core principle in financial education that separates people who stay stuck from those who grow. And once you lock this number in your mind, something changes. You stop feeling lost. You start making decisions based on facts, not emotions. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Knowing your number is one thing, but what you choose to do with the gap between what you earn and what you spend, that's where real wealth starts to build. You don't upgrade your life every time your income goes up, and that's rare. While most people see a raise as permission to spend more, you see it as a chance to create space. That gap between what you earn and what you live on. That's your real power in personal finance. It's quiet, almost invisible, but it's everything when it comes to long-term wealth. It's like the pursuit of happiness, where every dollar had a purpose, not for show, but for survival and future stability. You're not trying to impress anyone with your lifestyle, you're building something behind the scenes. Your money habits start reflecting discipline, not impulse, and that's where financial psychology flips from short-term validation to long-term control. Let's make it real. If you earn $5,000 and live on $3,500, that $1,500 gap becomes your wealth engine. Invest that monthly at a modest 7% return, and in 10 years you're sitting on over $250,000. That's not theory, that's math. That's how to make money work for you without needing a massive income, just consistency and restraint. And here's the part most people miss. Once you build that gap, you start seeing money differently. It's no longer about what you can buy, it's about what you can build. But that leads to a bigger move, because having extra money is one thing, knowing exactly what to do with it immediately, that's where the next level begins. You don't let extra money sit around waiting to be spent, you give it a job fast. The moment you get a bonus, a side hustle payment, or even save a little extra, you already know where it's going. That's a different level of personal finance discipline. Most people treat extra money like a reward, but you treat it like a responsibility. It's like Tony Stark in Iron Man, always redirecting resources into building something bigger, smarter, stronger. You're doing the same with your money habits. Instead of letting cash disappear into random spending, you move it into assets, maybe an index fund like VOO or SPY, maybe a high-yield savings account, or even starting a small income stream online. That's real financial education in action. Here's the reality most people ignore. Money sitting idle loses value every year due to inflation. Even a 3% inflation rate quietly eats your buying power. But when you consistently move extra cash into assets earning 6 to 10%, you flip the game. That's how to make money grow while you sleep, not by working harder, but by being intentional with every dollar. And once you build that habit, something shifts in your mindset. You stop seeing money as something to spend, and start seeing it as something to deploy. Every dollar becomes a worker, not a temptation. But this raises a bigger question. If your money is working long-term, are your decisions also aligned with the future you actually want? You stop making decisions based on what feels good this week and start thinking about where your life is heading in the next 3 to 5 years. That shift alone puts you ahead of most people. While others are stuck in a paycheck-to-paycheck loop, you're zooming out and playing a longer game. That's where real personal finance maturity shows up. It's like Avengers: Endgame, where everything is planned with the future in mind, not just the next move. You're not reacting anymore, you're positioning yourself. Every choice you make, whether it's cutting an expense, investing, or learning a new skill, connects to a bigger picture. That's advanced financial psychology, thinking beyond instant gratification. Let's break it down. If you invest $500 a month consistently for 5 years at an average 8% return, you're looking at around $36,000. Keep that going for 10 years, and it jumps to over $90,000. That's not about luck or timing, that's about thinking long-term. That's how to make money stack in a way most people never experience, because they never stay consistent long enough. And once you start thinking like this, short-term temptations lose their grip on you. You don't need to prove anything today because you're building something real for tomorrow. But here's where it gets deeper. When you combine long-term thinking with responsibility, you step into a principle that has guided wealth for centuries. You start treating every dollar like it's something entrusted to you, not something you casually spend. That mindset alone changes everything. Instead of asking what can you buy, you begin asking what should you do with this. That's a higher level of financial psychology, where responsibility drives your decisions, not impulse. It's like Spider-Man, when Uncle Ben says, "With great power comes great responsibility." You realize money works the same way. Whether it's $100 or $10,000, how you handle it matters. And here's the truth most people overlook in financial education: people who manage small amounts well are far more likely to grow real wealth over time. You begin applying this daily. You budget with intention, invest with discipline, and avoid careless spending. You might automate $200 monthly into something like an S&P 500 index fund, build an emergency fund covering 3 to 6 months, or even start a simple side income. These aren't random actions, they're aligned money habits that build trust with yourself. And once you start operating like this, something powerful happens. You stop chasing money, and money starts responding to your discipline. You become someone who can handle more, because you've proven it with less. And now, when you look back at everything you've been doing, you start to realize something most people never notice about themselves. Now think about it. Remember how frustrating it felt to not know where your money was going? That constant stress, that quiet anxiety in the back of your mind? Now you've seen the shift. You're no longer just reacting. You're building real control through better money habits, stronger financial psychology, and intentional personal finance decisions. So let me ask you, which of these habits are you actually going to start this week? If this opened your eyes even a little, don't stop here. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because the truth is, most people never learn this level of financial education, and that's exactly why they stay stuck. You're different now, because you're choosing to understand how to make money, keep it, and grow it with purpose. And if you're ready to go deeper, there's something that can help you take this to the next level in a very real, practical way. There's a guide called Holistic Health: Nourish Your Mind, Balance Your Finances, Transform Your Life, that shows you exactly how to build consistent income streams, eliminate debt step by step, organize your financial life with clarity, and stay mentally strong even under financial pressure. It connects your mindset, your habits, and your money in a way most people never experience. Click the link in the pinned comment now and start transforming your finances today. This is where things start to change. Check out the material in the pinned comment.